There's never a bad time to check out some scary anime, but if you're a horror fan then every day can be Halloween. The only trouble is, which anime to watch next? Here we'll be going over some of the most genuinely scariest anime, be it movies or TV series, from the entire history of all of anime. Daunting, I know. Make sure the lights are on and the attic doors locked tight, then let's dive right in. 10. Shiki. Knowing humanity's luck, Shiki is just a prediction of what is yet to come in the 2020s. In short, an epidemic strikes and people start dying left and right. One girl in particular, Megumi, not only seemingly kicked off the whole thing, but is now also haunting our antisocial boy Natsuno Yuki. He and a young doctor, Toshio Ozaki, form a makeshift partnership and start looking for answers. Let's just say that it has something to do with vampires, and not your Tumblr sexy edgelords, but living nightmares with fangs and a dead look that will send you packing. 9. Memories. In terms of form, Memories is quite the oddball in the anime world. It's a collection of 3 movies that all tell different stories, even in different genres. The only aspect that stays consistent throughout the movies is a very eerie and tense atmosphere. So it is definitely in the psychological camp of horror. The first movie, Magnetic Rose, is by far the most interesting. It uses a very eye-catching color palette, and the sci-fi setting of the movie fits the general narrative quite well. This collection will hardly make you jump from fear, but it will have you on the edge of your seat as paranoia sets in. 8. When They Cry. I'm just going to say it. Do not trust the beginning of this show. I know it looks like Sameki's show with a hint of mystery, but it is far off from mystery clubs and detective roleplay. Every 4 years a murder is committed in the village of Hinamizawa, and our protagonist, Keiichi, takes a crack at the mystery. That's all I want to tell you regarding the plot, because believe me, if you go into this show blind you will need at least 3 hugs a day to be able to look at another human being again. It is absolutely insane. It is as graphic as you can possibly get. Keiichi deserved better than this, and I want to sleep tonight. 6. Corpse Party. Tortured Souls. So this is a group of 4 OVAs that bring you the corpse party goodness you felt in the games. Altogether it's about 2 hours long, and at least an hour and a half is filled with pure despair. After telling some ghost stories, our characters are sucked into a world where stories are more fact than fiction. From there on out it's a collection of grotesque imagery, psychological trauma, and brutal murder. Just a reminder, the protagonists are kids. So if you have a sensitive stomach, be sure to skip over this one. 5. Happy Sugar Life. This show is a bit all over the place, honestly. If you only watch certain scenes and turn away from others, it just looks like a slightly pessimistic slice of life show where the protagonist gets bullied from time to time. And if you watch those other parts, you think that Yandere Simulator is finally finished. So the combination of the two is definitely not something I had originally expected. But the pure tomfoolery that is the protagonist's mental state gives the entire show a very menacing vibe. 4. King of Thorn. Only after finishing this list did I notice how many virus-related narratives there were on here. So yeah, a virus starts spreading throughout the world at an alarming rate. Worried that they couldn't cure it in time and that humanity would go extinct, 160 people are frozen in capsules in order to survive. However, the world they wake up to is far from the one they left. They find a world where everything is overrun by thorns with strange beings that attack the second you start moving about. It's definitely a thriller at heart, with a decent amount of gore to go along with it. But absolutely worth checking out. 3. Boogie Pop Phantom. Hilarious name. Terrifying show is the official review I would give it. But let's expand on that a little more. So this phantom called Boogie Pop is supposed to be death itself, or at least like an urban legend. I'm honestly not too sure, it's murky. I do know that she gets blamed for a bunch of ritualistic murders. So does one go in search of Boogie Pop? Especially considering the story goes that whoever sees her will never be seen again. Well, only one way to find out. 2. Mushishire. The story of Mushishire is one giant ignorance is bliss tabloid. In its universe, Mushi exist. They're spirits that most people can't see. And not the happy, spirited away spirits. But rather the voices inside of my head are telling me to end it all right now, spirits. One man, Ginkgo, can see the Mushi, and has taken it upon himself to banish as many of them as he possibly can. Personally, the true horror of this show is the possibility that the real world works like that, and that antidepressants are like mushy poison or something. 1. Gantz. After you die, you would think you'd go to heaven, hell, or to a black screen, right? Well, in the world of Gantz it's a type of hell. But with just the tiniest dash of optimism, you basically get trapped in a video game world where you have to kill aliens and survive. If you manage to do everything the black ball wants you to, you get to live. But don't be fooled, this is no family-friendly ice guy show. All of the nudity, profanity, torture, and gore you'd ever want are in this anime. Horrific to say the least.